Are you tired of that baby's diaper rash that keeps coming back? Well, here's some tips on good prevention techniques so you don't have to worry about it coming back again. I'm Dr. Nancy Silva, mom and pediatrician in Wesley Chapel, Florida. Let's start with first discussing how come a rash is even happening in the first place. You clean your baby, you change the baby's diaper, you use wet wipes. What's going on? Well, it's simple. It's a wet area. And you'll get yeast infections wherever there are wet areas. Common to like athlete's foot. When people are playing sports a lot, they're sweating in their feet, and they don't do anything preventative, they're going to get a yeast infection, a fungal infection, and that's called athlete's foot. For babies, it's a diaper rash. It's the most common question I see in my office all the time. How come does he keep getting it again? Why is it that she gets it if we just got rid of it and she's got it again? So, a common problem is prevention is just not really there. First of all, you want to use some sensitive wipes if your baby has sensitive skin. For example, Pampers does make sensitive wipes, and there's also water wet wipes that are basically mostly water. And depending upon the level of sensitivity that your baby's skin has, you might want to even switch over to that. Because sometimes even the chemicals that are made to clean your baby's skin can irritate the skin, especially if there's already a yeast infection that's brewing. Before we even get to a yeast infection, you start getting some skin breakdown, some irritation. So you'll see a light bit of redness. And that is really the problem. Because you didn't start using the right prevention before the irritation happened. So I usually recommend a zinc oxide ointment. Lots of people swear by vitamin A and D or Vaseline. The zinc oxide is really the thickest barrier for this, between the skin and the urine, or the skin and the poop. There's lots out there, and in fact I used to use the Walmart brand until they changed it up and it wasn't as good, which was a shame because it was cheaper than the Desitin brand. There's 3 types of Desitin. I say the yellow, the light blue, and the purple. The purple is the maximum strength. It has 40% zinc oxide and it's super thick. There are other brands that people recommend and love, but that's what I use for my baby, so I'm going to tell you to use it for yours. So what makes that one different? It's super thick. You can have 40% zinc oxide, which is amazing, but not necessarily as thick as the maximum strength one made by Desitin. The other trick is you want to put a very thick amount and cover all the areas that could potentially be touched by urine or poop. So that means underneath the testicles, that means all the way up the butt and up the back, that means the folds in between the groin, that means all of that area. Lots of parents are a little bit worried that if I put too much, it might hurt the baby, it might get in like the vaginal opening or the penile opening, the urethra, and really it's not a problem. You can put just a thick amount. The problem is also that a lot of parents just put a very thin amount, and that doesn't do enough. You just need a thick barrier. Some people ask me, could it be the diaper? But most of the time it's not the diaper. Even the knockoff brands, there's Pampers and there's Huggies and there's cloth diapers, all of the different options that are out there. But even the knockoff ones, the no name, no brand ones, usually are pretty good. It's a question of changing your baby's diaper frequently enough, wiping them down well enough, and putting enough barrier cream or ointment to prevent breakdown of the skin, irritation. Another quick tip is you don't have to wipe off all of that barrier ointment or cream every single time. You just have to wipe off the part that the pee or the poop kind of started sloughing away. And whatever stuck did its job, and you just keep applying on top of it. Once you're ready to give your baby a bath, that's when you can really wash everything off. Last thing, when to go to the doctor. If you're seeing that there's a lot of little red dots and bumps, that's usually when it's progressed from just a quote-unquote simple skin irritation to the yeast infection. That's when you need to go to the doctor. That's when you need a prescription. The other time you really need to go to the doctor is if there's blistering. So you can have blistering, or you can really see skin breakdown where you're starting to see a raw wound. Usually starts very small, like less than the size of a penny. And I recently saw a baby that was like that. Sometimes it progresses where it's like a full-blown burn, and at that point the doctor needs to do more than just a prescription for an antifungal medication. I also have a training coming out soon called Diaper Rash Fix. If you're interested in it, just click below diaper, and then I'll send you some information as soon as it's ready. I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe to the channel and check out my other social media accounts. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you'd like to hear more of. In the meanwhile, you can also check out some of my other free guides, such as Mindful Mom 101, Fever Tips 101, 30 fun activities for your family when you're bored at home, and more. just go to my website, drsilvakidsgrow.com, click on shop, and you'll see free guides and trainings there. And enjoy. Until the next time, please be kind to yourself, and bye-bye.